How's it going, guys? Welcome in here to Rover Sports, my channel, and thank you guys for tuning in to tonight's show. Boy, oh boy, are we lagging or are we lagging, right? I mean, that's always the question, right? Is are we lagging or are we lagging? But it's good to be, good to be making football videos again, even in this, kind of really unfortunate time with this coronavirus, so that no fans will be able to attend this game at beautiful Giants Stadium. Nobody can attend this Monday night game in which Joe Judge is making his debut on the grandest of stages in all of American sports, which is Monday Night Football, with like I know that Joe Tessitore does a lot of games, but in this case, you might even get a very interesting broadcast because there's two Monday night games to start off week one, which I absolutely love. And I grew up watching Monday Night Football. I grew up with Summerall and John Madden. I grew up with Mike Tirico. I grew up with those guys calling Monday night. And going to school sucks on Monday. Going to work is not fun either. I can imagine. And being able to come home and still have your team being able to play. You go out, you maybe watch the rival Eagles or the Cowboys play. Those teams might win or lose. Even if they win, you still got that extra punch. You got that giddy up in your step. And that's what Monday night really is. And the fact that no fans can even go, there's not even one person that is going to be able to see Joe Judge's debut, is very, very sad. It's very sad. There will be no home field advantage for the New York Giants in this game whatsoever. And football will not look similar until maybe in 2 years. Maybe in 2 years we'll get, back to pretty much having just expectations and normalcy. But anyway, I mean, I think that football is better than no football. In fact, I'm sure of it. So with that being said, let's talk about this contest between the Pittsburgh Steelers, New York Giants. Let's talk about the game. So I've been very proud of Joe Judge and how he's handled every single moment in this training camp process. I've watched like every interview that Coach Judge has given. He's given a lot of interviews. I like how he, says the reporter's name back when he's answering questions. He's very firm. The scrimmage the other day, Lorenzo Carter had his best scrimmage. I'm not going to take all of that into account. And then I also like that Joe Judge and I guess Gettleman, they're not just going to elevate a Ryan Connelly because he played well last year or because he was a fourth-round pick. They still think that T.J. Brunson and Crowder, they still think that these other backers are more effective than Ryan Connelly for the scheme. So, Joe Judge teams are going to be incredibly, incredibly entertaining to watch. Even if I wasn't a Giants fan, I'd want to watch Joe Judge coach a football game. I mean, the way that he slides in the mud after a loose ball, the way that he rallies the team, the way that every game is going to be a different game plan entirely, the way that he attacks each game and each day and each hour and each minute of the day with such ferocity and such intensity. It would be so much fun to be able to work for the New York Giants at this time. And I think that John Mara and Steve Tisch deserve so much credit, and they will hopefully get the massive credit from everybody. But I'm just going to say it now. I could totally understand why they wanted Joe Judge over guys like Matt Rule and Mike McCarthy, and I really think that they might have had maybe one of the best hires in sports history if Joe Judge wins the Giants a Super Bowl, because literally no college teams were even interviewing this wide receiver coach. But I believe that that's why John Mara, and that's why the Giants are special, because they don't put up with mediocrity and bullshit. You see the Lions are putting up with the bullshit that Matt Patricia has. You're seeing the Jets trying to make it work with an Adam Gase. You're seeing, Doug Marrone just pretty much much being held hostage. You're seeing just a lot of teams really settle in a lot of degrees for like pretty mediocre coaching. But the New York Giants are not settling at all with Joe Judge. They're swinging for the fences, and I'm really proud of what the Giants have done. In terms of this season, I think that this season is going to be very interesting. With no fans in the stands, you're going to be going to road games where you could, eventually win those road games. So there are certain things that when you look at this, there are certain things that are very enticing about the upcoming season. There's certain. I'm very curious to see. I'm curious to see really how the pass rush can if they can get pressure on the opposing quarterback with Leonard Williams. I want to see Dexter Lawrence in the passing game try to get to the quarterback more. And I think that the Giants can actually do that. I'm excited that Carter Coughlin made the roster as a 7th-round pick. I actually hold out a lot of hope for him. He was a very good Big Ten player at Minnesota. And I think that the cornerbacks, you got Isaac Yiadom. The Giants went out there and made a trade for him. You get Logan Ryan. You get James Bradbury. Jabril Peppers is going to be really fun. This is a young team, and it's a blank canvas, and now everybody is starting at square one, and it's really, really fun. It's a new era of Giants football, and it starts out against a team in Pittsburgh that I think is a pretty damn good football team. Now Pittsburgh, their defense, they didn't play great football in the first 5 weeks of the season last year. I think they were 1-4, if I'm not mistaken, to start last season. The Steelers, they didn't start off that hot last season. So I look at this game, and the Steelers are probably going to be their 3-point favorites going to the Giants Stadium. But week 1, crazy shit happens all the time. Week 1, crazy shit happens all the mother effing time. There's team that sucks that win games in week 1. There's teams that are really, 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 really good teams that look like absolute dog piss in week 1. It's week 1, okay? So the Giants are still playing in their home vicinity. They're still playing in their home state. They're still playing in a stadium that they're used to. So they're used to the locker room. They're used to how things look. Even though they won't have, on 3rd down, they won't have screaming fans, which is a huge disadvantage and a huge advantage for the opposing team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Giants are still used to the routine. The bad part, too, is that we don't really get to scout, I guess, what Pittsburgh's doing, but they do have cohesiveness with their offense. I think Juju Smith-Schuster could have a big game. I think Big Ben's going to hit big plays throughout this game. I don't see this being a blowout for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'd be disappointed if this was a blowout for the Steelers. I see the Giants in this game. I think the Steelers have a very good chance to win the game. I would be surprised if the Giants ended up beating the Steelers because the Steelers have a really good defense. I think that Daniel Jones is going to get sacked a lot, that this pass rush of Pittsburgh is going to come in there, and they're going to wreak havoc on Jones. The Giants line really sucks this year. No Nate Solder. You're starting some dead rookies. Andrew Thomas is not going to be good for at least 2 seasons. That's just the NFL. It's nothing to do with Andrew specifically. I actually think Thomas could be an all-pro, but he's a damn rookie, and he's going up against a Watt brother. He's going up against absolute studs on this Pittsburgh Steelers defense. I think that Fitzpatrick is also in the secondary. So it's going to be very hard to move the ball. The Steelers have James Conner. The Steelers are my pick to win the AFC North. I don't think that Big Ben's going to suck that bad in game 1. I don't know if he's going to be absolutely great, though. He's lost a lot of weight. I think that you could see a little bit of sloppiness. The game's going to have some weird plays and weird bounces. I think there will be a moment of time in the 3rd quarter where the Giants will have a chance to maybe take the lead. I think the Steelers are going to hold off the Giants. I think there'll be a decent amount of points scored in this game. I think the Giants will probably score 21 points. The Steelers might score like 31 points, get a late touchdown to put away the New York Giants in this game. When you look at who the Steelers have, they got Devin Bush going in the year 2. They got Cameron Hayward. They're going to be bringing Bud Dupree is going to be flying off the edge. You get Joe Hayden, who's a very good corner, who's older and experienced. So you have Minkah in the secondary. Minkah can absolutely intercept Daniel Jones. But I'm excited. I think the Giants defense will make splash plays. I think the Giants will make great plays. I think the effort will be there the entire time. But I don't think that the Giants are going to win this game. But could they? I said on the other show, I said that Sam Darnold had an 8% chance of getting the Jets to a win in week 1. I would give Daniel Jones in this game, I would give Daniel Jones about a 22% chance of winning, and I would give the Steelers like a 78% chance of winning the game. So I think the Giants have a quarter of a chance to win this game. I think that at least they have, 22 to 25% of a chance to win this game, just because of how messed up this, with Corona, how messed up the season is. Big Ben, making his first start. The Steelers don't know how to really prepare for a Joe Judge or a Jason Garrett team. They're going to be seeing ghosts a la Sam on a Monday night. They're going to be seeing a lot of ghosts. They don't know what the hell the Giants are going to throw at them. So the Giants are going to be able to throw a lot of stuff. And again, it's week 1. Teams have no preseason. They're rusty. This isn't like the end of the season. This isn't the middle of the season. This is week 1, and you're going to have upsets in week 1. You're going to have bad teams winning on week 1. You can't overreact to one game in the NFL season. So I don't know if the Giants, I doubt that the Giants will get to 8-8, 9-7. It's possible. I don't think the Giants are going to beat the Dallas Cowboys and win the division. Could they possibly beat the Eagles and the Redskins and finish second in the division? Sure. I think at 9-7 could happen. But in this spot, it's going to be a tough game. And I see the Giants in this game. I see them coming up just small in the end, but making some fun plays throughout. I'm going to see, maybe Peppers will get an interception, some turnovers. I think Jones will turn it over like one or twice. I definitely think he'll play sloppy. It's game 1. I think that Saquon might pop off a nice run in this game. I think you'll see some good plays from the offense. I think you'll see some. I think it'll be a really fun Monday night game. I really do. I think Juju will make some plays out there. And I think that you'll see the defense at times. It'll be pretty high scoring. 31-21 is my prediction. Steelers get the win. It could even be higher scoring, like the Steelers could get to 35 or 38, and the Giants could get to like 24. But the Steelers will win this game, and they'll pull away in the fourth quarter of the football game. So I think it'll be fun, guys. And again, I'm juiced for football season to happen. So. All right, thanks, guys. Take care.